Hey, I'm Nij, and this is a picture of me doing a yoga pose I call Fruitful Abundance. Today we're talking about mass extinction. One of the biggest extinction events took out the dinosaurs. Millions of years ago, an asteroid hit the Earth and left a crater more than 180 kilometres across. It's estimated that that impact and the events that followed it wiped out around 75% of Earth's species. Despite happening millions of years ago, it was the most recent of 5 mass extinction events that scientists have discovered in our geological records. Many now fear we're in the middle of a new mass extinction event. So is it possible that we are today's equivalent of a gigantic Earth-changing meteor? Are us humans a mass extinction event? I'm meeting up with someone who's been working at the forefront of the global effort to stem the tide of extinction, Professor Tim Flannery. And I've got a bit of a man crush on him, and I got to spend the whole day with him at the zoo, and it was really awesome, and this is what happened. Tim!
Oh.
Over here!
Hi. How are you, bro?
Good.
Good. Right.
Do you want to go?
Yeah.
So how do we define mass extinctions?
Well, they're really periods in the geological record where a very significant proportion of life on Earth goes extinct.
What's the evidence that we might be in a mass extinction now?
Well, in our own country of Australia, we've lost, 10% of our mammal fauna at a minimum, right? I think something like 1/6 of our birds are either endangered or critically endangered. A number of our plant species are extinct. And you look around globally, whether it's climate change, it's toxins, it's pollution in the ocean, or it's just outright hunting, it's having a big impact on the planet.
In 2016, the World Wildlife Fund estimated that between 1970 and 2012, there was a 58% decline in the entire vertebrate population of the world, which is a pretty alarming stat. There's no hard definition as to what exactly constitutes a mass extinction event, so some scientists disagree we're in one. The evidence that proves previous mass extinctions has been located in the fossil record. So if we're currently experiencing a mass extinction event right now, it will be future generations that will be able to clearly determine this by looking back at the fossil record from this period. That's because mass extinctions don't just wipe out big, exciting animals like a T-Rex. The fossil record from the end Permian extinction is made up mostly of hardy marine invertebrates and indicates a loss of around 96% of marine species. So when ubiquitous animals like oysters and insects start to disappear on a global scale, we'll know we're in trouble. You can think of cockroaches as the canaries of the mass extinction coal mine. However, consensus does exist among scientists that if something isn't done soon, we're on track to cross a line that could ultimately spell the end of life for over 75% of the world's species, possibly including us humans.
It was a dark and stormy night.
I'm scared, Tim. Hold me.
Bugger off. Look at this little guy. Wow, look at that nose. This animal used to be the most widespread mammal in all of Australia 200 years ago. Oh, wow. Look at this.
So this is an animal that once was more common than the kangaroo.
Yeah.
And is now going extinct.
Yeah. And it was a really important part of the ecosystem. You go to a national park today and it looks like a pristine place, but everything this size is gone. I've touched a bilby.
Are we causing it, mass extinction, and what could that impact be on our ecosystems?
Removing an animal from an ecosystem can have a really big impact if that animal is what we call a keystone species, so it's doing something unique. In the case of Christmas Island off the Australian coast, there was only one insect-eating bat on the island, right? When it became extinct, all of a sudden that whole ecosystem function vanished with it, right? So you can imagine the moths that little bat ate that would have themselves eaten trees. And then there are certain species that are dependent on the seeds of those trees for a living. They then get impacted. So you have a cascade of extinctions over time as you start pulling out these keystone species.
what's the good news? There must be some.
The good news is people are beginning to care and it's starting to show. You know, we have new organisations like the Australian Wildlife Conservancy, just to name one. If we all care, we all do the right thing and support nature, we won't lose any more species. But, you know, at the moment, we're not in that position. Look, the planet will bounce back, no doubt about it. But in the meantime, yeah, we're going to be the losers.
Thanks very much for your time today, Tim.
It's been great, Nish. Thanks.
Awesome. It's been a really lovely day.
Yes, you know what the world needs?
What's that?
A bit more brotherly love, mate.
Aww.
That's what we need. We'll get through everything. We stick together.
That's really lovely.
Go, mate. That's for you, mate.
Super cute.
Souvenir, so you won't forget.
Yeah.
You know.